This is the First Federal Show.
Things change over time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the First Federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal.
It is First Federal Friday here on the 20th day of March, and we welcome Tanner to the program. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Randy. How we doing?
Hey, spring.
Spring.
Can't complain.
It's finally here, right?
Yes, and it actually acts like it a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, if it stays,
Right. That's the big question.
That's the million-dollar question.
We've already had kind of false spring come through a couple of times, so. But hopefully now that
hopefully
it is
Mother
the
Nature
first.
got the memo that
Yes. Come on. Yeah. Let's enough of that white stuff on the ground. Let's start getting warm out so we can do some outdoor activities such as play around the golf or two.
3 or 4, right?
Well, 3, 4, 5, and which our special guest this morning is Lee Cutting, head professional out here at the Round Barn Golf Club, and we'll be talking with him momentarily. He's got a lot going on out there.
Some neat things coming up, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely. But I brought some golf-related trivia
I'm sure
with me this morning. So, a handful of weeks, the Masters will begin. It's, I would say, the world's most famous golf tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I want to know, in what year was the green jacket introduced at the Masters? So 1934, 1949, 1964, or 1979? And I'll let you think about that.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I had to dig into my research a little bit for this next question.
The look on these faces you may got.
But what a fun time of year, especially if you're a big basketball fan. As far as being a sports fan, March Madness officially upon us. Tournament day 1 kicked off yesterday. It was a pretty eventful day.
Yeah, there was a couple of interesting ones.
Yeah.
A couple surprised me.
Sure.
Big Ten faithful, since but they cost me a couple.
Yeah,
of
Big
games,
Ten went 4-2 yesterday.
Yeah.
Of course, they were on the wrong side. If you're a Big Ten fan, of the probably biggest upset of the day, which High Point 12 seed took down 5 seed in Wisconsin.
Right.
But a lot of people also picked that too.
Yeah, they did.
High Point was in the tournament last year, lost to Purdue actually in the first round, and they've been a good little program the last couple of years, but they've never beat a big time program until yesterday. It was their first Power 4 win in school history.
That's cool. Good for them.
Yep.
But, not good for my bracket.
They went down. Ohio State went down in a close one to TCU. 8-9 matchup. That's pretty much
those are
game.
Those are always a 50-50.
And they're usually pretty good games. But the other Big Ten teams took care of business pretty easily. Nebraska, Michigan State, Illinois. Michigan played with their food for half. Then woke up. So
I'm guessing the other maybe one that most people didn't see coming was the Georgia loss.
Yeah, another 8-9 game. Like I said, they're usually close, but St. Louis just took it to them.
They did.
Took it to them.
Because kind of when you don't know a whole lot about the schools, you kind of favor the ones you maybe know. Georgia,
the name, yeah.
But
And that was the SEC's only loss yesterday. They had a good day 1.
So
the only conference that had more teams get in than the Big Ten. So
time's your Boilers on today?
7:35 tonight on True TV. They play University of Queens out of Charlotte. Not Queens, New York. Purdue Center. Poor guy made the mistake right after the draw. They asked him. He goes, "I don't know much about Queens. I know it's in New York." And they're like, "Actually, this one's in Charlotte." I'm like, great. Just gave him bulletin board material, but I thought it was in New York before.
Yeah, I would have guessed the same thing. So
Purdue is 25.5 point favorites, but that means nothing.
No, not in a tournament.
I mean, Purdue knows better than anybody. Losing to a 16 seed 3 years ago. And Duke yesterday was 28.5 point favorite and won by 6 over Siena.
And they were about 25 minutes trailing.
So I mean, you just gotta get on these smaller seeds early and don't give them a chance. Because the longer they hang around, not only do you give them hope, the crowd there that's not even their fans, rightfully so, will start rooting for them. Then it gets tough.
Yeah, it was a little bit I saw early of that game that it was Siena fans were crazy. And then those others started rolling in.
Oh yeah, that's how it happens.
Until probably about the 8-minute mark or so, I think.
Siena just got winded, missed a couple short shots that would have extended their lead from like 5 to 7 to 9. And I mean, Duke's so talented. You just knew if they
You've
couldn't
wa-
take advantage of that.
You've watched a lot of basketball,
Yeah.
been around a lot. Have
Yeah.
you ever heard of a team that did not sub?
No, one sub and he came in for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, it's just a head scratcher to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
especially like we were talking earlier, D1 school,
Yeah.
it's like, you can't have anybody that's that
Yeah.
bad. I mean, but yeah, all 5 starters
Yeah.
got into some foul trouble even. And they
I
got
don't
winded.
think that's something they do too often, or I
Yeah.
think we would have heard about it before
Right,
the tournament
before
started. But
The announcers were even like, they still have
yeah,
that.
they were playing like foul trouble. It was interesting.
Yes.
Almost worked for them, but
They took advantage of the
They did.
TV timeouts.
Oh,
and
sure.
those kind of
Sure.
things, but
sure.
anyway.
Yeah, but like
Never a dull moment in the NCAA.
like you asked me before we got on there, which Purdue team's going to show up tonight? It's
Yeah.
going to be one from the regular season or the one that won 4 games in 4 days and won the Big Ten tournament last week?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hoping for the latter as a Purdue fan, but
Most
have
Purdue
to see.
fans were hoping for the latter.
We'll have
Yeah.
to see. Short trip for a lot of Purdue fans down to St. Louis, so that's nice.
I think they should be okay, probably.
Should
This
be.
weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll see what.
The interesting thing would be if they win and if Missouri beats Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, Missouri's in St. Louis,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
which I kind of thought as a 10 seed, how do they get rewarded with that? But happens now and
Yeah.
then with seeding.
Yeah,
So,
who
yeah.
knows?
We'll see.
See what happens. Of course, high school's got semi-states
Semi-state,
this
yeah.
weekend. So
Yeah,
2 kind of area schools. You got Triton
sure.
and Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Down in their
Yep.
respectful semi-states.
Yep.
So
2 programs have been good for a while. I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Triton, obviously the Zebras fell to them a few weeks ago
Mhm.
in the regular season, but and then Oak Hill,
Yep.
the sectional winner. So it'll be there's some matchups in that semi-state with both of their semi-states that could
Yeah,
be very
yeah.
interesting.
Oh yeah,
So,
and I know up where I live in Fort Wayne, quite a few schools made it
Yeah.
this year,
Yeah.
so it's been interesting to follow those. So and then spring sports will be here.
we get back from spring break and
Yep.
look out.
Yep. Speaking of spring sports, the World Baseball Classic wrapped up. Two times in a row now, the USA is runner-up. Venezuela wins them for the first time. I'm not a big fan of this, mainly because I hate when I see guys get injured and then it impacts their
Yeah.
team.
Right.
But the players should get into it. They really
were.
like it. So
They were getting into it.
yeah, so I get it. I get why they do it. And in the Olympics, if the Olympics would just say we'll take baseball in, this wouldn't be a thing. But they won't do it. So I get it. I get it.
Interesting to see what happens down
Then
the road.
NFL free agency still going on. Finally, not via free agency, but finally my Broncos made a big move, trading for Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins. I'm like, all right, now I can justify you not doing anything because they're the only team in the league who hadn't signed anybody new. They re-signed 16 of their own guys,
Okay.
but had not signed anybody. I'm like, what are they doing? Well,
They were waiting.
yeah, and I noticed a couple days before that day, I'd been restructuring guys' contracts. So I'm like, they're planning something. They're moving some money around, and this was the deal. So
Colts also moving some guys
Yep.
around and did some trading
Yep.
and signed some guys. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting
So-
to see.
the NFL never has an off season. That's
No.
what I always say. I mean,
No.
it's always in the headlines, and the draft's coming up now in April or May, I should say.
Yeah, I think it's first part of May.
Yeah, I think it's first part of May. And then
And now with all these trades, now it's interesting to see which way the draft
Sure,
goes. So,
sure.
like,
I mean,
you know,
that was the thing. The Broncos had to give up a first-round pick, a third-round pick, then they swapped fourth rounds. But their first-round pick was a 30th overall.
okay.
Like, I'm fine with that. Instead of bringing in a rookie you hope contributes to get a guy who's proven,
Makes
I think it's
sense.
worth it. But and then Dolphins are doing it right. They're just tearing it down and building from scratch. And that's what you got to do sometimes. So
And then
it'll
some
be
coaching
interesting.
changes, so that'll
Yep.
all be interesting to see
Yep.
come draft time.
Sure. And then the NBA playoffs will be here in a couple weeks. So
We don't have to worry about the Pacers.
no, but maybe they get lucky and get the number 1 overall pick. I think that's the hope. So.
At this point, you might as well.
But we'll see.
Not that you want to tank the season.
That's
but
what
it's
they're
all right.
playing for.
Yeah,
that's all- that's already
Sure looks
tanked,
like
so.
that's what they're doing. So, yeah.
Of course, it didn't help with the injury to.
No, I mean, once Halliburton went down last year, Game 7 finals, it's kind of, well, next year's gonna be a wash.
Uh-huh.
So.
Siakam's still doing well though.
Yeah, they made some good moves.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine starting next year. It's just this
Yeah.
year's kind of, unfortunately, after coming off such a fun season last year, it's kind of a one-off. So.
A little reality check of what
Yeah.
injuries can do.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Brought some tidbits with me this morning. On this day in 1854, the anti-slavery activist within the U.S. Whig political party opposed to the Kansas-Nebraska Act formed a new Republican Party. Notable politicians who switched allegiances include Abraham Lincoln, Rutherford B. Hayes, Chester A. Arthur, and Benjamin Harrison.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure what year the Republican Party began.
There you go.
1854. On this day in 1930, the American fast food restaurant chain Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, is founded as Sanders Court and Cafe. That's what it began as before it got rebranded by Colonel Harlan Sanders in North Corbin, Kentucky.
Huh. And now look at it. Still going.
Yep, still going pretty strong there. On this day in 2006, the inaugural World Baseball Classic was played. Japan won the tournament 10-6 over Cuba. The final was played at Petco Park in San Diego, California.
Okay.
And on this day in 2019, the Walt Disney Company acquired Rupert Murdoch's 21st Century Fox Entertainment business for $71 billion.
Wow.
And lastly, on this day in 2020, after 20 years with the Patriots, quarterback Tom Brady agreed to move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a 2-year deal, which was worth $50 million guaranteed. He would end up playing 3 years there, and won another Super Bowl there.
Not too shabby.
No, but now he's a minority owner of the Raiders.
And,
I'm sure
he'll thrive in that.
he'll be all with Fernando Mendoza.
No.
Assuming that's who they tagged number 1 overall. So
That's the talk, anyway.
Yep. And today we got a lot of days, and there were some days I left off here, so I'm like, we're gonna be on this the whole time if I don't. Won't You Be My Neighbor Day, Red Nose Day, World Oral Health Day, French Language Day. I cannot speak any French, so oui.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not all I know.
Yeah.
International Day of Happiness. That's a good one. March Equinox or
That's
First
good.
World Flower Day. National Macaroon Day. Macaroon fan?
Never haven't really tried much of it.
They're fine, but I can't even say I eat them yearly or anything like that. So, Hufflepuff Pride Day for you Harry Potter fans out there. World Storytelling Day. National Proposal Day. National Preschool Teachers Appreciation Day, which they definitely deserve some appreciation. National Ravioli Day. I'm a big ravioli fan.
Like that.
National Westie Day. I grew up with a West Highland, Terrier, so like that. And World Frog Day.
Okay, there you go.
And upcoming events. Times Theater has a fun concert going on coming up this weekend with Last Child, Aerosmith tribute band.
Cool.
It says here, the Rockin' Cover Act is taking on one of music's most explosive bands, playing to rave reviews, audiences, and heralding them as the best on the scene. Touring for years, they present epic renditions of mega hits and fan favorites. It's called the #1 experience of its kind. This concert comes to you courtesy of these exceptional rockers. Doors open at 7 p.m. Josh Mast is on stage at 7:15 and Last Child at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So I know there's a group from First Federal that's going to be using the First Federal table there tomorrow night. So
I think that's next Saturday.
next Saturday, excuse me.
28th.
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
I said tomorrow. I had the wrong date.
Yep.
Next Saturday. That's right.
28th.
And there's another event going on. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home and not sure where to start, you can join First Federal Savings Bank mortgage loan originator from our Plymouth branch, Joel Gurton, will be in partnership with Bethany Bauman, realtor with Remax Aspire, along with other locally industry professionals for a Let's Talk Real Estate event happening on April 9th at the Arlington Public House here in Rochester. This relaxed event is perfect for first-time home buyers, sellers, and anyone curious about today's market. Get your questions answered while enjoying food, giveaways, and conversation. Seats are limited. Search Bethany Bauman Remax Aspire on Facebook or visit talk.soldbybauman.com to reserve your spot today.
Sounds like a good learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our originators are starting to do more of those events. So be on the lookout for more information on the First Federal shows on Friday about those. And at the bank, we are open today from 8:30 till 5, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. We'd love to see you, but if you can't make it into any of our 6 Northern Indiana branch locations, you can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download no matter if you have an Android device or an iPhone. Go to the Google Play Store, go to the App Store, You can type in First Federal Savings Bank, FFSB Rochester. There's a whole combination you can type in. Just look for the white star and the green background, and you know you got the right one.
Yeah, you're there then.
And our ATM's open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. And if you're traveling over the weekend, traveling for spring break, perhaps traveling back from spring break, we are part of the Money Pass network. Go to themoneypass.com. You can find ATMs in the area you're in that are part of the Money Pass network. Assuming you're not in an area that has a First Federal ATM, you can find those ATMs and go use it, and you won't get charged a surcharge fee. Nobody wants to
How you
pay
do it before?
fees like that that you
Oh,
just,
crazy.
you know, all I'm doing is getting money out. Why do I get charged? And they're going up and up and up,
Right.
too. So. And we offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. Right now, when you open up a new checking account, you'll receive a free gift, which is a humidifier fan. We forgot to bring it in this morning.
Ah.
So,
Jeez.
I know, but they're a nice little fan, going over well so far. We're only in our first week
Okay.
of giving them out, but
Might have to be reordering here soon as well.
probably that's
People
what I like.
using them.
That's what I like. So, and if you're looking to buy a new home, or thinking about it at least, contact Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson at our Rochester branch, or Ryan Austin at our Winnebago branch to get pre-approved today, so you are ready for that dream home of yours when it comes on the market and is available. And just see how they can help you with any of you or your family's mortgage lending needs.
Yeah, always got to be ready.
Just a phone call away. We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Zach Ruger for more information. His direct line is 574-223-1731. If you're thinking about retiring, maybe you want to move over a 401k from a previous employer, start a 529 plan for somebody in your family, you can contact Mark Blueball, Brian Bell, or Grant Goldman of our financial service department, and any of those guys would be happy to help you. And we'll be having Grant and Brian on coming up in April on the show.
Awesome.
And to keep up to date with the latest going on at First Federal Savings Bank, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at FF Banking is our handle on those two platforms. Like us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can see an archive of past First Federal radio shows dating back to 2019. We are the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
That makes it legal and ready for the fun part of the show.
Legal and ready for the fun part of the show, indeed, which we welcome Lee Cutting, the head golf professional out here at the Round Barn Golf Club. Morning, Lee.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining me yet again.
Thanks for having me.
And
It's always a good thing to see you come in because we know spring's right around
Exactly,
the corner.
got some more weather
I'm
this
bringing the
morning.
warm weather with me.
No snow on the ground, green grass, all looking good.
Love it.
But Lee, kind of blew me away before we got recording. You were talking about this is your 6th year
Yes.
as a
Yep.
professional already. Time
This is
flies when you're
my
having
6th
fun,
year
right?
as the pro. Yep. Yep. So yeah, the golf course seems to be growing steadily every year. Love the area. Love the golf course. So yeah, super excited.
Because for anybody that might be listening or tuning in on Facebook Live for the first time and hearing you speak, give a little background about yourself and how you ended up in this position.
Well, I actually started playing golf when I was about 9 years old. Basically, amateur status my entire life. Had the opportunity back in 2014 to purchase my own golf course. Decided to act on that. Ran my own golf course from 2014 through 2019. Sold my portion back to my other two business partners. Went back to the medical field, in which I was in the medical field for about 20 years. And then this was actually when Mayor Ted Denton was the mayor. Anthony was my head groundskeeper at my golf course that I owned, who is now our superintendent over here at Brown Barn. Had reached out to me, asked me if I was interested in the job, and so I met with Anthony, met with the mayor, met with the board, and here we are. So yeah, super glad that I got the opportunity, and super glad that I jumped on the opportunity. So.
Absolutely. And you were talking about how the course seems like it's growing every year. How was 2025 overall?
It was fantastic. Like I said, we seem to be steadily growing each year. I obviously, you know me well enough. Most of the people that come out to the golf course know me well enough that I'm a huge advocate for kids.
Sure.
I want to see kids getting involved in the game. That's kind of the future of the game.
That's the way you grew it.
Yeah, exactly. So the first year we had one small event for kids. Now, last couple of years we've had the IGA, which is the Indiana Golf Association. We've had the Marshall County Kids Tour, and then the Little City Tour. And I'm happy to announce that all three are coming back again this year. So super excited about that.
I grew up on both the Marshall County and Little Cities Tour, playing those.
Just fun events for the kids,
very fun.
and they do really fun stuff for them. Keep them involved, and
And
so
you get to know so many other kids outside your area too, from rival schools that then you play against in the season.
And then by the time you get to high school, you already know some of these kids, and you're
it's
playing
great.
with them, and we're excited to have all three of those events back. Super excited this year. I got a call from the Three Rivers Conference director, and Three Rivers Conference has been kind of flip-flopping between us and Rock Hollow the last couple of years. They want to move it back to Round Barn.
Great.
Sounds like on a permanent basis.
Oh, that's great.
So we're super excited to have them back, and
Cool.
I'm sure the Rochester team and all the Three Rivers Conference teams hopefully are excited to have it back around Barn.
Well, I know Rochester definitely will be, because and I'm dating myself here. I mean, 15 years ago since I played, or going on 16 years ago since I played high school golf. But I remember whenever we'd host a tournament, the opposition, they would always complain like, "Oh, this course is so hard. It's got so much water."
Sure, yeah.
As somebody who was playing it every day, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, right. Kind of your home track.
But it is. It's a nice challenge.
It is.
Well,
It's
it's a
not
fun
an easy
challenge.
golf
Yes.
course. It's not super long,
Right.
but for being a municipal style
Yes.
course, you played enough golf to
Yes.
know that some of the municipal style courses aren't always as nice. And
Right.
we here in Rochester, we really do have a gem of
Yes.
a golf course
Yes.
that we all get to play on a daily basis. So.
And you see it more than anybody. You said gym. I think a lot of people are realizing how much of a hidden gem it is, because you're getting a lot of outside traffic from surrounding areas, and maybe even some out-of-state guys coming in to play this course.
We do. We get a ton of traffic from southern Michigan area, Chicago area, and I think a lot of that helps with the fact that we're open
Yeah.
first part of March and we stay open until the end of December. I often hear from a lot of the patrons that come in, you're the only golf course that's open within a 50-mile radius, in the month of March or in December. So we kind of take pride on that. I kind of, being in the golf business for as long as I have, I want to take care of the product that we have.
Sure.
So if it gets too cold or there's too much snow on the ground, sometimes like that, I'll kind of close the course down. But if it's nice enough for individuals to be out there, I'm a golfer, so I want them to be able to be out there,
Yep.
as I would love to be out there myself. We try to pride ourselves on staying open as long as we can and opening as early as possible. So I think that kind of piggybacks on to getting that extra business from the southern Michigan, Chicago area. So.
Sure. Speaking with Lee Cutting this morning, head golf professional at the Round Barn Golf Club. Looking ahead in 2026, I know you already mentioned some of the junior tournaments and the clinics. What other events can we expect to see on the calendar this year? Any new events?
Yeah. The month of June, I won't go through every one of them because I'll be, just packed with all different outings here. But we show a lot of sports in the Rochester High School.
Sure.
We have wrestling team outing. We have both basketball team outings. We have the football team outing. We do a lot with area businesses. So, like for instance, Mayor Odell holds an outing now that he's in office. A huge outing. He brings in a lot of different mayors from other areas and other corporations, which was a huge thing. His outing last year was a huge success. So super excited to see what he does for this year for his outing. Kim Landis, our park board president, is doing an outing called Swing for the Parks. That was a huge thing last year to raise money for the Parks Department. Compassionate Healthcare is another one that, that's near and dear to my heart, obviously, because I was in the medical industry, and Compassionate Healthcare, what they do is irreplaceable. They supply support and medical attention for individuals who may not have the funds to be able to do so or have the insurance to be able to do that. So that's awesome just to see them do what they're doing, and I love to support that. So, if there's any questions in regards to We have about 8 outings in June, another 6 to 7 outings in July, a couple in August. We'll have flyers at the course if there's ever any interest. People want to come down and sign up for those. Swing down and see us at the course. I'll get you as much information as I can, or forward you on to the appropriate person. But yeah, so we got a lot of outings coming up. Doing some really good things here this year with regripping, fitting of clubs, fixing shafts, things like that. We do have the opportunity this year to do some really good stuff with some club fitting. I've got Callaway, Mizuno, different options as far as the fitting process. So yeah, looking forward to that this year as well. That seems to be the future, the wave of the future as far as getting fitted and,
Sure.
and being able to do that on site. So.
Surprisingly, as much golf as I played, that's something I've never got fitted.
And that surprises me.
I know, and I've told
because
myself the next time I get a new set of irons, which I think about every year, and then I back off.
Then you see the price.
Yeah, a little bit.
golf's not cheap.
There's one company, and Lee and I have talked
Yeah.
about this, that I've thought about pulling the trigger on, but this company can't really try their clubs.
No.
And maybe that's why they're a little cheaper, but, and I won't name them, but, yeah, maybe it happens this year, we'll see.
Well, it was funny because the wife and I were in a store. I'm not going to name the store either, but it had golf equipment in it, and we were in the checkout lane, and it was right by there. And she goes, "That's what a golf club cost?" It was a driver.
Yeah.
$700.
Yeah.
She goes, "That's what a."
Yeah,
I said, "Yeah, that's just one."
yeah.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the going rate
Yeah,
anymore for a driver.
it's crazy. But
The
yeah,
day of buying a driver for $300 or a putter
yeah.
for
Yeah.
$150 is no longer an option.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy.
What I try
How
to
much
do
clubs
is
are
try to
there?
find a new one that's 1 or 2 years old
Uh-huh.
model,
right.
so you can get on sale a little bit.
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
still great clubs, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but speaking of new things happening at the course, exciting announcement you put out there on Facebook yesterday.
Yeah, kind of the talk of the town now. Excited to talk to you guys about it and kind of answer any questions that the public might have. We're excited to bring in Rush is her name. She's going to be our new dog at the golf course, who is a professionally trained geese and duck dog. She's spent the last 18 months going through extensive training down in North Carolina, and she'll be here the first week of April. So anybody who's played golf at Round Barn knows that we have a problem with geese. As much as we've tried to get rid of them, it's just nothing we have done yet has worked. And so obviously I'm a huge dog person, and Anthony, our head superintendent, is a huge dog person. So we actually saw this opportunity in February when we were down at the National Golf Course Superintendent Show, and so we were talking to the owners a little bit about it, kind of doing some research on the program itself, seeing if we thought it would be a good fit for us. So we spent the last couple months doing some research on it, and got some referrals to other courses to see kind of how it worked for them, and upon some research and kind of putting our minds together, figuring out if it was something that was going to be right for us, we decided to go ahead and bring her onto the team and or onto the family out at Round Barn. So we're super excited about that, and I think that everybody that I've talked to, the public, is pretty.
Tell us a little bit about what she'll actually do. I mean, when you say bring a dog out to the golf course, is she just gonna roam all 18 holes, or where the water is? How will this work?
Well, this dog, she is trained to basically what they do is they chase the geese and duck off in a humane way without hurting them.
Right.
So basically that's her job. If you see her out on the course, she's going to probably be chasing birds. She's trained to the extent of if these birds go into the water, she's going right into the water after them.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, she's very intense. Like I said, Anthony and I had the opportunity to meet a couple of the dogs down there in February when we were at the show, and just to see them do their thing is it's amazing. Like it really is. So you'll see her out there running around the golf course chasing the geese. She's obviously, with her extensive training, she's not to go up and bother golfers. She's not to go near the roads, near the parking lot, anything like that. So. If you see her out there working, kind of let her do her thing, but she is very much a people person dog too. So, if she's not working, actively working, I would fully encourage you to say hi. She's gonna love to see everybody. So
She'll be hanging around the pro shop some too, I'm sure.
she will. Yes, she'll be out on the course a lot with Anthony and his crew, but she'll also be at the pro shop a lot with me and my crew. And so yeah, she's gonna be the new golf course queen, I would call her.
I like that.
So-
Very excited about that. What's the plan, or how does the process work when you get her here? Because this is a lay of land she's never seen. So what goes into that?
Yeah, so the individuals that raised her, they're actually flying in with her the first week of April, and she will actually come to the course, spend a couple hours with Anthony and I, kind of showing us the ropes on, the proper commands on whether we should, at times we should have her leashed or not leashed when she's working. So yeah, it's kind of a learning process for Anthony and I both. So yeah, I'm super excited to get her here and get the ball rolling with that. So
That'd be cool.
yeah, we're all really pumped about it.
As one of my buddies on Facebook said yesterday, if only she could retrieve balls out of the water.
It's funny. I've had that question posed to me multiple times at this point, and it cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we could train her to do that. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Anything else, Lee, you'd like to mention or plug before we wrap up today's show?
I would like to say we are presently hiring at Round Barn. So if you know anybody, basically what I'm looking for at the present time is cart staff.
Sure.
So the requirements for that is, obviously they have to be 16 years or older with a valid driver's license. So if you know anybody that you think would be a good candidate for that position, please have them stop out and see me at the Round Barn. I'll get them the correct application information, all that good stuff, and chat with them. And yeah, like I said, we're looking to hire some staff. So if you know anybody interested, have them come out and see me.
Particularly if you're a teenager, 16 or above,
Right.
that likes to golf. That was my job in high school and 1 year into college, and I enjoyed it. I had a blast with it.
Yeah, it's an easy shoe in, and I'm sure you were probably guilty of this. You might work from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, and then where are you going?
Yeah.
To the golf course
Right.
to play golf.
Right.
So it's easy. You're already there.
Yep.
So
Yep. And it was a great way to get to know other golfers out there.
yeah, absolutely. It is. I've met a lot of people in golf. The professional side of things. People that I'm still friends with after 30 some years that never even, I didn't know them, they didn't know me, and it is a gateway to, professional relationships
Absolutely.
and personal relationships.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Well, Lee, thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate it, and best of luck out there at the Round Barn. And I know you don't need luck because it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for having me.
And you can partake in this trivia question that Randy's going to try to answer here.
Oh, pressure.
In what year was the green jacket introduced at the Masters? 1934, 1949, 1964, or 1979?
I'm thinking 64.
64?
I'm going to be honest, I had to look this up because I thought it was the 30s, but I wasn't sure on the 30s or the 40s. But yes, it was the 30s.
1949.
Really?
Yeah, the Masters
Okay,
started.
Google lied to me then.
The Masters started in 34.
Okay, that's.
But the green
probably where I
jacket
saw it.
came in 49 when Sam Snead was the first
Okay.
winner to get the green jacket. So they've always got the trophy.
Were the recipients?
Yes, the
there?
green jacket came into play
Okay.
49 on.
Wow, great.
And we got some words of wisdom this morning. I heard this quote last week, really liked it, but I couldn't trace it back to anybody. So, while you're doubting your worth, remember someone else is admiring your existence.
Cool. Good job. Good one. Lee, thank you very much. Enjoy the golf season, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there.
Absolutely.
Tanner, thank you very much. We'll see you next Friday.
Be here. Thanks, Randy.
With those words of wisdom, this has been the First Federal Program.